Good evening and welcome to Tuesday at Two Lions. We are back from vacation, fresh from Florida. Apologize for missing last week, but I was still in Florida. Really had no access to, it wouldn't have been a good live stream. But yeah, I guess anytime you're talking about slot cars, it's not bad, right? But I'm glad you're joining tonight. Hopefully everyone is having a great Tuesday evening here in the United States, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not sure what we're going to get. The dogs have entered the chat. Not sure what we're going to get into tonight. I do have a couple of things I know that I want to talk about. Cloverleaf Racing and Slot Car Corner and Professor Motor are the major sponsors of the Eastern Nationals, and they made the announcement that there will be two identical 8-lane mirrored scale auto tracks for the Eastern Nationals, so that it will be a little easier to run both classes simultaneously and hopefully shorten that day. Last year, Saturday was a long day. It was fun. So they're pretty excited about that. Steve from Slot Car Corner sent me a message and said, "Hey, could you talk about it on your live stream Tuesday?" And I told him, of course I would be happy to. So that's pretty exciting news. One that it should make the flow of the event a lot better. Each year they're wanting to improve that, and Mike from Cloverleaf and Oliver from Professor Motor and Steve from Slot Car Corner, they really try very hard to make sure that event goes off without a hitch. And last year's event was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. But a one-day event to cover two different classes is, with the number of drivers we had, was pretty difficult. But we got it in, and it was awesome. This year, it's going to go any better. This year, we're going to have a live stream. Yes. So Two Lions Slot Cars will be live streaming. Steve from Slot Car Corner is going to be a co-host of the live stream event. And I have to give them a shout out. Slot Car Corner, Steve's been great the last couple of weeks. Pretty encouraging to me. I really appreciated the conversation and his vote of confidence that he had in me and what we were able to do. But he sent me a package this week, and it had, since we have two tracks to cover now instead of one, he sent me a couple extra cameras so that we could create great coverage for you guys that enjoy watching the racing live streams. So it was awesome. And some cables and a couple mounts. So I've got some ideas of how to try to improve and have enough camera angles of two different tracks. I'm not going to lie, it's going to be tough to cover really well two different tracks. But the event is going to be a much better event because of the two tracks, and we will make it work with the live stream. So pretty excited about that. And then Ian from Magnetic Racing is going to jump in and be another co-host. And I'm super excited about that. One, getting a chance to meet Ian in person. Would love to get a chance to meet with Doug as well. When they make it to the States, we're going to try to do have them jump on a live stream again, like they did the last time they were here, and talk about the event and help promote the Western Nationals. And then Ian's going to be here to help us promote the Eastern Nationals for NSR. And I'm really excited about that. So that's going to be fun. So yeah, there'll be three of us, potentially. Got a message from Joe Herreras Carrera. Shout out to Joe. I was on his live stream last night watching. It looked like they were having a lot of fun. But Joe broke the news to me that he is coming to the Eastern Nationals, and so is Massimo from MP Slot Cars and Raul from Conquest, which is great. Met Joe this past summer in Michigan at the Professor Motor digital endurance race. But pretty excited about the opportunity to get a chance to meet up with MP and meet up with Joe again. Warren will be there from Litech Slots, and Raul. Raul and I go way back to when we first started our YouTube channels, almost exactly at the same time. And Raul reached out to me through Facebook and said, "Hey, man, I don't usually do this, but just want to chat and talk, and maybe we could jump on a call and help each other out." And he's been a big help from the beginning. So, and I just got a text from George. George, you're spoiling my thunder, and it's so that's really, really cool. But it gets even better. George from Area 51 Raceway just texted me. It popped up on my screen. It says, "What am I, chopped liver?" And yes, George is from Area 51 and the Three Amigos 3D printing. He is coming as well. He's coming up. In what's cool about that is George is going to drive up to Ohio and meet up with Dusty and I, and then ride up to Michigan with us. So I'm super excited about that. George will be trapped in the car with us for like 4.5 hours. But you're not chopped liver, George. I did not forget about you, buddy. So like, how cool is that? That this race is really, really growing, and it's growing from the bottom up. What I mean by that is the number of you out there that are subscribed, that are probably in the chat, who've sent me a message and said, "Hey, I'm coming to race," is awesome. And so we're seeing some growth of the event, of just people making the trip to Michigan to be a part of the event. But then some of the YouTube personalities out there that you guys interact with on a daily basis, that we watch their videos, we watch their channels, we check out their products. I mean, I've got, we've got some 3A 3D stuff sitting here on the bench, right? And a representative from them will be coming. Too bad Shotgun Dave can't make the trip from California. But that's awesome. And in MP and Raul and Warren and a bunch of others, Joe, are coming, and that's really, really cool. So we should have lots of people we could get in front of the camera that are comfortable talking on the microphone to help out during that broadcast. That's right, George. Cool blocks. These setup blocks are awesome, brother. And I've got Chris Fraters sitting over here. And then there was another winner. I already sent one of them out to Hillbilly. But there was another winner. And off the top of my head, I can't remember who it was, but they've not reached out. So I've got another setup block here to give away. And if anybody remembers who that was that won, put that in the chat. That would be awesome. So I don't have to go back and look in the video. So let's just see who all's in. Chris is in the house. Joe Solinsky is here tonight. Chris Frater is here. HSF is in the house. That's cool. Chris, I think we're all going through Marty withdrawal from last week. Yeah, my family is definitely not. They were ready to get rid of me. Hey, Steve. Thanks for posting on my Facebook page today. Funny you mentioned that. I'm working on some things that will allow sector timing using additional Arduinos. Nice. Patrick, that's awesome. Hey, Rob, good evening. Thanks for being here. Gary Dunmore, what's up? Glad you're here. Hey, Ernest, thanks for tuning in. Tell Colt we said hey. Scott, how you been? Shout out to Marty's analog driver station build. Even a monkey like me pulled it off. Hey, I'm glad you were able to watch that and figure it out. It's not difficult. I have actually had a lot of questions this week. 3 or 4 people have reached out and said, "Hey, how do I connect my controller to my Carrera track and run it in analog, or even to my analog track?" And that video HSF is the one I keep pushing people towards. Let's see who else. What else we've got? And there's a lot of chatter before. There's almost 300 messages already. Good evening, George. Yes, George will be at the Nationals. That's cool. George, we need to talk offline about that and see what your plans are. And we'll tighten up our itinerary so you know exactly what time we're leaving, so you can coordinate all that. So we'll hook up this week. Scott says, Patrick, I have a question about fast laps. Are you able to keep sector times in analog racing if I was to have an Arduino set up to clock each sector? Oh, okay. I think I already read the answer to that. Cool. Good evening. 35 Salty. Let's see. I'm currently working through track design with track builder Bob Scott. Oval is done. Drawing for road course in the works. Nice. It's fantastic. Hey, Michael. Good evening from Wisconsin. Hey, Murphy. Thanks for joining. Greg is in the house. Greg, I really enjoyed my time in Florida. I didn't get very far off of our beach. So I hate that I didn't get to meet up with anybody down there, but we'll definitely be down again soon. Hey, Keith. Thanks for joining tonight. Good to have you. Hey, Vince. Wow, we got a lot of people in. Mr. Albright. Thanks. I am really well rested. I'm a week out, and I've still got a little bit of a tan. That's about all I did was walk on the beach and lay on the beach. So it was a good trip. Just really enjoyed my family. So we had a great, relaxing time. Hey, Tim. Hey, Ernest, no problem, man. Glad you stopped in and said hey. Hey, Steve. Good evening. The tan man is here. Looks like Florida was good. Yeah, it was good. It was really good. James, excellent World Series. We'll talk a little bit about that. That's one of the things I did get to watch, like 4 games of the World Series with my kids, which was great because my daughters, they enjoy watching baseball. Probably my oldest Maddie a little more than my youngest Caroline, but we got to watch some amazing games, and that last game was unbelievable. Yeah, incredible. Oh, who else? Hey, Shady Dave. Thanks for joining. Filthy is in the house. What's up, Two Lions crew? What else? Who else do we have? Hey, Ben. Just a shout out to Ben. Ben, if somebody is wanting to go to the Nationals, the Eastern Nationals, he's going to an HO race that day. He's already committed to, and he's not going. And he sent a message to me and said that he has his 2 Nationals cars, which were blazing fast last year, finished on the podium, for sale. And so if you are interested in buying one of Ben's cars that he raced, ready to go, tuned up, and we know they perform well because Ben Ben had a great couple races. Reach out to me and I'll get you in contact with Ben, and he can let you know exactly what they are. He told me what they were off the top of my head. I can't remember. I think the GT car may have been a Mercedes AMG. Don't quote me on that. Ben, you might put that in the chat, what the two cars are, if you still have them, if you haven't sold them already. But if that's something you might be interested in, let me know, or reach out to Ben through the chat and let him know, and you guys can talk offline. Hey, Gary, find a name for your oval yet? Gary, yeah, we've just been calling it the Two Lines Oval. Nothing too creative. It's just it's what kind of stuck. Now I've got the polycar track, and that's kind of what I call it, the polycar track. And then we've got the Two Lines, speedway here, the Carrera. So, hey, Tad. Glad you're here, man. I appreciate that. Hey, B-Rads. Who else? Good evening. Kiki Soy. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. I apologize if I did. Did you make it to Canada last night to get your car? That's right. Filthy won. He won a car on Joe's. Hey, Ron. Good evening. Hopefully you're doing well. Got a lot of people in the chat. Shotgun Dave is here. What's up, Dave? Hope you're doing well. His Dodgers got the win. He was pretty excited, I imagine. Let's see. What else? Yeah, it looks like you guys are all saying shout outs and hays on the chat. Chris McFarland. Hey, Chris. I was in Joe's front yard, but he wouldn't answer the door. Come on, Joe. Mr. Cook, good evening from Utah. Yep, all the usual suspects are in here. Hey, Nick. Glad you're here. Hey, Tom. Tom, thanks for the shout out on the page. If you're not already a member of Slot Car Misfits on Facebook, go out and join that group. A lot of great stuff. Tom does an awesome job with that page. Just like the Home Racing World page, John Albright nails it. It's so good out there. He's a great moderator for it. So, hey, John Tucci. You were in Argentina. Very good. Thanks for joining. Hopefully your English is good, because I know that this doesn't translate in real time. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it. OTS going to be the Oscars of slot cars. George is going to have a long trip up north with us. Yeah, that's right. He'll have a good time. Hey, Steven. What's up? Steve. Steve and I, we still have work to do, Steve. Steve and I need to go through, and we need to talk about these cars. And so we're going to do a walkthrough on the tuning of these Scale Auto cars, and pretty excited about doing that. But we weren't able to do that before I went on vacation. Steve was exhausted, and I was trying to get out of town. So we need to make that happen, Steve, soon, so I can get that video out for people, because I've had quite a few people reach out and say, hey, when is that video going to release? So, but yeah, lots to talk about between now and the NSR Nationals, the Eastern Nationals. As you can tell, I'm pretty excited about those. The biggest thing is I'm excited about the live stream, because I think it's just going to be fun. I think Steve and Ian are going to knock it out of the park, and we hope that the coverage is good. I am excited about racing, because I enjoy it, right? but my expectations are going to be super low this year because of everything that I've got going on. But I'm excited about meeting George in person, and Ian in person, and MP and Raul, and seeing Warren and John Erdman and Joe from Herreras Carrera, and all the other guys that have sent me messages. And then of course, my racing guys, Rob and Greg and Steve and Josh and my brother Dusty, just hanging out with these guys for a couple of days. Mike Stott, our friends from Michigan, our friends from Cleveland, that it's just really good to gather with these guys and we just have a great time. You're catching up, how's life, and what kind of cars are you running, and what kind of tuning are you doing, and what have you found success with? And there's just such a great knowledge share in that room. And then, Oliver, Mike, and Steve, those guys do an amazing job. So if you can get there early, we've got to set the track up. So not only do we have to set the track up and I have to set the live stream stuff up, we do that Friday before practice. So if you happen to get in town early enough, come to the venue, help set the track up. And so we're always looking for volunteers. And the more people we have involved in that, the faster that comes together, the sooner we can get rolling for practice and get a good practice day in. So, yeah, good stuff. So, Steve, yes, let's get to those cars. But I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody. That's probably the thing I'm most excited about. All right, moving on. Prepping some cars that I'm going to be taking. You guys know this car. This came from Greg and the guys from the Spirit of America team. And so I'm planning to bring the 908, see how it runs. I have a stock 908, bone stock. Done some tuning to this. It runs pretty good. I'm planning to take the Lola. Maybe Roxy makes another appearance. Cold Trickle is going to make the trip. So I'm working on getting that tuned. Really haven't had much time to work on this stuff, but and then we'll take the original C8 test livery. Maybe I'm going to have time to try to do a new livery on that. We will see. Daniel's in the house. And then shout out to Oliver. Oliver handed me this car after the live stream was over at the Scale Auto race. And I absolutely love this car. This car is awesome. And I thought it was just going to be a shelf queen. But I'm glad that I opened this thing up. It's fun to drive. Now, it has the zero graining tires still on it. I have not converted this over to a Nationals car yet. I don't know if I'm going to. We'll see. But that's kind of what I'm planning to take. I don't plan on buying any new cars. I don't plan on... I've got a C7 white kit. I guess I could tune that up, but I love my C8s. I know that I won't race that. I have another C7. It's a Jägermeister, and I love that car. But I'm probably not going to take it either, because it's not prepped for the Nationals. It's prepped for this track. So what's up, Daniel? Tom says, I want a block. Tom, let me look. I might have one. I can send you. George says we'll release that next week. I must have missed what they're talking about. What else do we have? So those are kind of what I've got on the bench that I'm working on. Now, George sent me some decals, and I've talked about that in my last video. And I've got two bodies that I've got painted and prepped. These are 3A 3D resin printed bodies. Two cars that George had sent me they already have a ton of laps. I've already put hundreds and hundreds of laps on these cars. I still need to paint the interior. I've just got it taped in there just temporarily. But George's decals are going to find their way onto these cars. And so that's a project I have for this week, possibly. I've got some paint to shoot on a couple of more cars. I still have my VW Bug. I still haven't decided the color on that thing. But check that out. Shotgun Dave. Thanks, Dave. He sent me the Sirocco. I still don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I've struggled with that one my whole life. It looks great. And then probably the one I'm most excited about, right behind the VW, the Beetle, is the Rabbit. Just how stinking cool is that, man? That is so cool. And since Dave sent those to me to test, once I get them painted up and built and tuned up and ready to roll, I think I might, I don't know yet. I was thinking about possibly getting one painted up and getting it tuned up and running on the track and do a giveaway, if Dave would be okay with that. Once I get it done, though, I might not want to give it up. That's a real possibility. Or maybe it just needs to go on a tour of some other channels that run cars on their track. So maybe I send it to Slot R, see what Dave's doing, and he can run it on his track and compare it to some of his cars. I don't know. I've got some ideas, though, that I want to flush out with that, which might be fun. So who else? Marty, I won the blue setup block. I will get it the next time I come down. Yeah, I've got the blue one sitting right over here. Okay, Chris. I was going to drop it off in the mail, but if you're not in a hurry, I can just leave it here for the next time you're here. Michael asked, any idea? Michael's going to be there. Any idea how many drivers in Ann Arbor? I don't know. Steve hasn't talked about how many people have went out and filled out the form and registered, but you can pre-register just to kind of give us an idea. And there's a questionnaire to help us in the live stream to know a little bit more about you guys. Okay, the collar on my shirt's bothering me. But I do not know. I think we had close to 60 drivers in the GT class, and then we had fewer in the classic, mainly because the day just got a little long. So I would recommend racing in both classes. I think it'd just be fun for everyone, but we haven't heard numbers yet. Got cool the last couple of days you were here in the mornings. Yeah, it did cool off. Yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday. When we left on Wednesday, Greg, it was kind of gloomy. And then once we got further north, we drove through rain the whole day. So, Slot Car Nomad. Hey, Marty, been a while since I tuned in. How's the new track? Slot Car Nomad. I love my Polycar track. Now, you guys know, I talk about this all the time. I love this layout, this Carrera layout. But I'm really excited about the Polycar track. And to the point where I've thought, I want to buy more Polycar if I could get my hands on it and build a 6-lane Polycar track where I've got the 4-lane here. That's what I've thought about. But I don't know. And then in the back of my mind, I was like, I really don't need 2 tracks. Actually 3 tracks right now. I really don't need that many. So maybe I do some more content on it, and then maybe I box it up as is and send it off to the next person and let somebody else test the Polycar. I can sell it off or whatever. I don't know. I can't make up my mind. But yeah, thanks for asking about the track. I really do like it. But glad you tuned back in. Good to have you. I knew it had been a while. Slot cars on hold. It's deer season. Tad, yep, I understand. Yeah, nice. Save some money not having to run the AC. For sure. Hey, Harry. Good evening. Hey, Patrick. Thanks for tuning in. Good to have you guys. Yep, you had to pull out the hoodies. Yeah, it's gotten cold here in Ohio. Ron, hello. Hello to all that I have not answered. It's hard to keep up with everybody. This chat, 87 is tonight. Hey, Gladstone. Glad you're here. Hey, Glenn. I clicked like because heck yeah. Glenn, thanks. I appreciate that. Good stuff. What else do we have? Greg, now it's Tuesday. Yeah, thanks, man. I had a great time. I hate that I didn't get to meet up with Rick or Greg or any of the other Florida guys. That would have been fun. But I'll just be honest with you. Once I got down there, my wife was not super excited about me heading out to run slot cars, to be honest. She's like, why can't you just relax? It's vacation. And so that's what I did. I relaxed. And I didn't really mess with much slot car at all for about 5 days. I walked on the beach and I laid on the beach and yeah, that was it. Good luck, Tad. I'll be hitting the blind next week in the daylight, chasing coyotes at night. But we had 6 days last week. Somehow Tuesday never happened. That's right. That's funny. Hey, Ron. Yeah, man. Ron, I agree. I'm looking forward to seeing all you guys. It'll be fun to catch up again. For sure. Looking forward to it. Family before slots. You need help. That's John. You're right. I do need some help. Sweet Carlson. Hey, thanks for reaching out this week. That was good. Yeah, it is. Family's important. I'll mention this only because I asked you guys to keep him in your thoughts and your prayers. 2 weeks ago in the live stream, I talked about my buddy Rusty. And on Monday, while we were in Florida, he passed away. 44 years old, really young. Just kind of a guy that lights up a room, and he's going to be missed. But we had his funeral. It was actually a celebration of life on Saturday, and it was pretty amazing. But I thought I should let you guys know that he did pass, and but no longer suffering, and it's moved on, and so we'll miss him. But yeah, kind of a tough weekend for sure. Hey John, World Series was great, but the ending was disappointing. John, I'm sure. Yeah, the Blue Jays fans, they were so close to winning that play at home where the catcher pulled his foot off the bag and then put it back on. It was bang, bang. Unbelievable. Yeah, my heart sank for them. They could have won that pretty easily. Hey, Troy, thanks for joining. Good to have you. I'll talk about another thing. You guys know that I always talk about hosting a race, and then it never comes to fruition. I will be hosting a race. I will be hosting the holiday. I hope it's okay, Greg, to talk about this. Our buddy Butch, we've talked about him, has an amazing wood 6-lane track in Oxford, Ohio. Is struggling a little bit with his health, and he always hosts this holiday endurance 3-hour endurance race. And this year, he told Greg Bud Slots in the chat that he didn't feel like he was up to it from a health wise. That he didn't think he could host this year, and so Greg was like, "Hey, can we come run on the 2 lines track?" And so I'm going to be hosting that 3-hour. I think it's either 4 or 5 teams. It's the same teams every year, pretty much. So we'll be hosting that, and I think we'll probably live stream it if Greg's cool with that. It'll give us a good reason to get the equipment out. But because of that, we're either going to host it here in the basement, or I've got an alternate site that is just, I can throw a rock and hit it, that there's room to move this track. And so maybe this track gets disassembled and moved over for the day. And if that does happen, then maybe the polycar track gets put up here in return. And we just pack up the Carrera for a few months and run the polycar, and maybe we try to track down some more polycar track. If anybody has polycar track out there that they're wanting to sell cheap, let me know. I might be interested. But I'm pretty excited about that. We'll be hosting it, whether it's here or whether it's down the street, here in Chillicothe, the holiday 3-hour endurance race. I don't know, is that a sponsored event by Velocity? Greg, is that the major sponsor? But that'll be exciting. That'll be fun. And hopefully the guys will definitely enjoy running on this Carrera track because it's fast, it's quick. It's got some things that we don't normally have, like the squiggles, the S-turns. We don't usually see those in most of the tracks that we run. So hopefully guys will enjoy that. Ben says it's an ASV. Thanks, Ben. Sorry about that. 908 and an ASV. So if you're interested in those, reach out to Ben. There you go. $80 each or $150 for the pair. They're fast cars. If somebody's planning to go to the Nationals and needs a couple of cars that he raced in the fast heat with those cars. Now you'll have to drive them, but let Ben know. That's awesome. And if somebody reaches out to me, Ben, I'll forward them on to you. That's okay. It's awesome. Hey, Tom. Big group hello to everyone. Yeah. Wow, we got 90. Hey, Thomas. Thanks for tuning in. Good to have you. Bryce is in the house. Bryce, last night you mentioned that you were planning some track changes again. Is your table growing? That's what I want to know. Or are you just making some changes? Let me know if you need any help with that. I kind of enjoy the track planning stuff when I can. But if there's any questions about anything that I can help with, let me know. I feel like I'm underdressed. Marty's sporting the collar shirt. It's a polo, and it's kind of chilly in the basement, so I threw a little V-neck sweater. Tad, I've got tennis shoes on. I'm not too overly dressed. You're fine. I wanted to cry when the Jays lost, but being a man, I just poured myself another drink. I ate more popcorn. I just ate my feelings. Marty, I was just looking for a cheap tire truer. Any suggestions? Suggestions. There might be some people out there. There are some great tire truers. The CG Slots tire truer, especially if you do a lot of Carrera axles and wheels and tires. The CG is great for that. The Mid America, I think, is a really good tire truer. The one I have is the one from oh gosh, what is that? Let me find the link. I have the one from the Worldwide Slot Car Chat. Greg, he designed and 3D prints, and you can get that through Allen at 132 Slots. I think you can order it direct from Greg as well. That's the one I use. I really like that one. It's all 3D printed, but it works great. The Huddy is out there. Lots of people like that one. It's very precise, very well made. They're not cheap, but they're good. And I think we've got lots of choices. I think there are a few other choices when it comes to tire truers. There's the simple tire truers that I have from oh gosh, man. See, I come home from vacation. I forget everything. And that's just kind of the tire sander. That's a great product for just basic stuff, just to scuff the tires up. John, that's funny. I was like, I know that you don't like the Dodgers. You're a Giants fan. I knew Shotgun Dave would have to reply to that. Excuse me. So, Marty, you're going to Cloverleaf. I am going to Cloverleaf for the Nationals. Yes. Yep. Dusty and I will be drinking bourbon on the way up. That's funny. Super low as Marty quietly qualifies in the top 8 again. I don't know about that. That's funny, Greg. Yep. I got to deal with Mr. TD Steve. I can't get past him. The Fingers watching from the hospital bed. Hey, John, what's going on? Hate to hear that, man. Hopefully you're doing okay. George will be running 45-minute heats with us soon. I asked George if he was going to race, and if he's not going to race, like there's a meet, the swap meet, he should bring a bunch of 3A 3D product with him and have a table. But I think George should run. I think he should race. Bourbon and beans, an explosive combination. That's right. Marty mentioned the location on the event. The event is at the fairgrounds in. Let me find the page here. I thought I had it up already. Yeah, it is. Oh, posters, online registration, event page. So if you're planning to attend the event, just learn about it. There's a link here on Home Racing World. I'm going to put that in the chat. Copy. So here's the information you guys need. That'll take you to all the information you need. Joey says, I feel your pain. My mom passed this morning. Been in pieces all day. Joey, man. Dusty and I, we lost our mom. It was tough. So, but you're amongst friends here, man, and we'll be thinking about you and your family. It's a tough loss. Yeah, thanks, John. Yeah, Joe, thanks, man. Yeah, it was tough. Marty's romantic beach vacation with the wife. Patrick, I wouldn't say that it was a romantic beach vacation. My wife was there, and my two adult daughters and aunt and uncle. We met up with them each day, but it was a healthy. How about that? It was a healthy vacation. Hey, Mike. Good evening. Thanks for tuning in. 50 degrees here in Columbus right now. Joe, you're in Columbus? Um, uh, the hobby shop, Robbie's Hobbies, they've been racing. I think they're doing career digital racing on a new track that they built for the last maybe the last 6 months or so. I don't know if you race there. I haven't been up since they put that track in. I need to stop up there. Yep, the Rabbit was a golf in Europe. For sure. Hey, Rerun. We 3D printed some 124 scale setup blocks on a 3D Persa printer. Nice. Rerun, are you going to be at the Eastern Nationals? So Sweet is asking, hoping that someday the Chevy Monza and the Ford Maverick. I have a Maverick. My buddy George printed one for me. All right. Did I miss anything? I'm scrolling back because when I posted the link, it sent me clear to the bottom. Okay. I think I've caught up. Yeah, Nick, thanks, man. It was a great dude. I really appreciate that. But as you can see, we're a big family here online. Joey's dealing with the same thing, dealing with loss. DeFingers is in the hospital, so let's just let's give these guys some good thoughts their way, and hopefully things get better. Yep. Sorry to hear about that, Joey. Mr. Painter. Hey, Gary. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, man. It's yeah, Joey, you got a couple tough days ahead of you, man. If that just happened this morning. So hang in there. Chris, roast coffee. So shout out to our buddy Trent. Chris sent me a link. Trent, the government shut down and the IRS came after Trent over a mistake, an accounting mistake. Chris, I don't know if you saw the update to that article, but they removed all that and got that cleared up today. So yeah, so Trent's doing he's having a pretty good day, I think. So yeah, you don't mess around with the IRS. But good news for him. They were able to get it worked out. And with the government shutdown, it's been tough to get some of those things accomplished. But our local state rep really came through to help that happen. And the IRS made the correction and removed the liens and unfroze his accounts. And but there for a couple weeks, it's been tough. So, but good to know that they're back in order. Hey, Jerry, late to the party. No worries, man, dude. I'm glad you two race on Tuesday nights. That's awesome that your club is racing and you're going out there enjoying it. This week or this month, Cincy Slots, I did not make it one time in October, and I'm upset about that. So Bruce, my apologies. All the guys, I miss you at Cincy Slots. But they're running digital this month, and I'm looking at my calendar, and I'm like, I don't even know if I'm making it down for that. It's just kind of crazy. But Wednesday nights are a little better for me. Maybe I can make it over to Dayton, and Dayton starts racing tomorrow night. So Dominga and Josh and Alan are some of our buddies that are in the chat. They race on Wednesdays over in Dayton. Daryl goes over there once. Looks like Leave It to Beaver's dead there, Marty. Thanks, Daryl. Daryl, you're not racing in Dayton tomorrow, are you? Yes, I made a purchase. Nice. Bryce, what did you purchase? Some more Carrera or a different track system? You didn't buy some Polycar, did you? I got your tire truer. Oh yeah, the 3D printed one from Greg. Yeah, it's great. Cincy Slots has a tire truer. Yes, Chris, thanks. That was the one I was like, yeah, Bruce has one. And it's fantastic for Carrera. It was really built around being able to do the Carrera 124 and 132nd. So if you do deal with 124 scale, that will work with that. So yeah, go to cincyslots.com, and if you do a search for tire truer, you can see, and it's very reasonably priced. So yeah, Chris, thanks for the reminder. Yep, get better to fingers. Hang in there, buddy. Good luck with your surgery tomorrow. Yep, Mike, thanks. Since he does have a tire truer, Bruce released a video on it. Shows you how to use it. It's really good. When it comes to truers, it's just like any other tool. Buy the best you can. Yeah, John, I would agree. There's some really good ones out there. I think I talked about this the Tuesday before the last live stream. Todd and Ian, they released a video about prepping rubber tires and truing. That's phenomenal. And that video overlaps lots of different things that you need to pay attention to with tires. Really good stuff. Hey, Michael Squire. I believe Michael Squire had a birthday, maybe yesterday. Did I get that right? Was it Michael? I feel like I saw that. The decision is set screw or whole axle truer, maybe both. John, I think there's a good argument for both. To be honest with you, I think that there's something to say about truing one tire at a time and the precision that you can get with that. And then the convenience of being able to true an axle and tires together. There's some advantages to that. So, but I think you're right. I think that having both styles could really pay off for somebody if you were really serious about your tire prep. You know, at home, maybe guys don't have to be as crazy about it as if they're racing at a club or something. But I think it wouldn't hurt to have both. A good tire truer will improve your cars more than anything else. Yep, tires are like 80% of it. So you're right. Oh, Joe, you've been meaning to get there? Yeah. If you make it there, let me know what it's like. I tried to contact them through the Facebook on some of their videos that they were posting, and no one responded to me. But maybe I can get up there and do a video about their track and help them promote their race night. I think that would be cool. So, and maybe Joey, if we head up there, if I let you know that we're going to go up there, maybe we can meet up. That'd be cool. Get to meet everybody. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it to the Nationals. I have work both days. I think rerun. I think I asked you that before. I think you'd mentioned that you weren't going to make it. Harry, I think you're right. I think Carrera does make a Monza. I think it's kind of hard to get, but that's why I watch Cincy Slots webpage all the time. Bruce is always buying collections, and that's usually where you can find some of those discontinued cars. John says, yes, they did, and with some tuning, surprisingly good runners. There you go. B-Rads has one. It's like a 76, he says. Cool. Yeah, Chris, it was good news. I'm sure it was a huge relief to Trent. It was just a big misunderstanding. I'm sure everybody that has deals with that says that, but it truly was. It was an error that they've been trying to correct for a number of years, and finally they were able to make some headway. George Ward, dear, you were a little hard on the Beaver. Yes, Columbus just inside 270 and 70. Oh, cool. We're there all the time. I'm actually watching on YouTube from off grid in the Green Mountains. Nice, Steve. Excellent. Well, enjoy. I'm late. Had to clean the carpet at a pharmacy this evening. Hillbilly, no problems. Hillbilly, you got your setup block, right? I believe you already sent me a message about that. Hey, Eric. Hey, Slot Car Bro. What's up? Tinker Toys shows 4 packs of Polycar half straights. Actually, Oliver has some Polycar track in stock, so I probably should reach out to him. I use the Alien Jizz to prep my tires. Oh, Eric's eating dinner at the moment. Nice. Just mortgage the house and get both. There you go, John. Touring tires at home. Crazy. Who, me? Listen, John, you enjoy the tuning process almost as much as you like pulling the trigger. Am I not right? Like, that's an enjoyable part of the hobby for you. So I'm not surprised you tune tires, True Tires for home. We True Tires for home too. I have to because Dusty's kicking my butt all the time. I got to get my cars as fast as I can get them. Mike has got 3 Monzas. Looks like it was a popular car. If you go to Amanda's Hobbies, I've seen a couple Monzas on there. Hey, Malcolm. Welcome. Malcolm's from New Zealand. Long way off, brother. Almost sold my Huddy Truer. Glad I didn't. Ah, very good. Yep. You would have been in trouble. Hey, Jennifer. What's up, Jen? Thanks for joining. Hopefully you're doing well. Hey, Clint. Yes, Clint. I've checked his inventory of Polycar. He does have a good bit. I need to order a few more borders at a minimum. But I can't go any bigger on that table. I'm kind of trapped. To go bigger, I would have to move that over here. Chris says I've only made it to Robbie Hobby twice this year. I have only seen the Carrera 4-lane digital track, but never had a chance to run on it. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks like it'd be fun. Rob, Marty, I sent you a step-by-step chat on truing tires, and your truers aren't running. Pathetic. Yes, Rob, step-by-step. I've read it actually a couple times, Rob. It's fantastic. Thank you. Well over 20 years of Huddy here. Hasn't missed a beat. Yeah, I think that one's a good one. The Carrera Monza is heavy and noisy, but with work can be quiet and handle pretty good. Mine is fun. Hey, Anthony. Good evening, man. Hope you're doing well. The home racing forum online looks awesome. Just saw it for the first time. Great information. Oh, Tom, yeah, man. It's just an archive of lots of amazing information. I don't know if anybody caught Harry's live stream last night. He jumped on and talked about the NSR ready to race cars. He had one of the new the F1 cars ready to race, and that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. These cars are ready to race cars as well, and I feel like calling them ready to race is a little misinformed. And I know that NSR doesn't mean to like confuse people, but we talk about it all the time. Oh, how dare Joe leave you all by yourself to go race on a wood track? Has slot cars taken over his life? That's what I want to know. Like the rest of us. Well, at least you have the house to yourself, right? Well, thanks for joining. I appreciate you being here. We don't need Joe. We've got Jen. Back to this car. So what this means when NSR says that this is a ready to race car is that it is prepped with all of the best equipment from NSR that you might do to a car to make it race ready. Now, we know the NSRs right out of the box are pretty good, but they're not race ready. I wouldn't call this car race ready either. But of any car that I've opened up, taken out of the box, looked at it to make sure that the gear mesh was okay, and went, let's put it on the track and see. I know that I say you should never do that. You should always like open up the car, tear it down, do what you need to do before you throw it on the track. But I wanted to test this one, right? And I got to compare it to this one, which is not a race ready. It's just a regular NSR. And it really needed some work. It got around the track fine, but it wasn't awesome. But with a little bit of work, it got awesome real quick. Now, this car, you look at it, it already has been changed over to the brass shanked screws, the body and the pod. It already has the black pod because the stock, I've already changed this one out to a black pod as well. So it's already been changed out. They normally would come with a red pod. This has the black pod. This already has a racing guide. So NSRs normally come in with a snap-in guide that looks like this. And it's got a little snap-in into it. This has a screw-in guide. So there's a screw that goes into the top that holds it in. This comes with 0 graining tires set up for plastic track. These were all prepped for the WRE race. And so when you start adding those parts up, this is actually not a bad deal, because all the things that you would probably change, like putting the super low profile fronts on the front, the 0 graining tires, the pod, the screws, the guide, you probably have more money than what this originally cost when they were selling them brand new. Now, these are sold out everywhere. The race ready cars, people have figured that out about them, and they go pretty quick. So you're not going to see them stick around very long, and the prices are jumping up to like $150 on them, US. So when I look at this, that Greg prepped for the WRE, all the things that WRE car came with, that race prepped car, Greg has done to this car. And so I think that if you can jump on those early, and it's a car that you're interested in, it's probably a good way to go. Because by the time you add up buying the screws, buying the guide, the tires, the pod, you probably have a little more money in it, or about the same, right? And so if it's a wash, it's probably good if you like the livery, right? Now this NSR car, this was just a standard car outside of the fact that it was a limited run for the body. Again, I love this car. This car is awesome. And thank you, Electric Dreams, for sending this to me. I really appreciate it. It is it took a little work. So what did I do? I haven't changed the pod, but I did change the screws out, the body screws and the pod screws. I've put the required silicone tires for the Nationals race on this. I've adjusted the fronts. I've tuned it. And the car's pretty good. I don't think it's as good as this car, which already proved to be decent at the Nationals last year. So we'll see. We'll see how it does on the Nationals track. But I did want to talk about this car. So Oliver, thank you. This car is awesome. You gave me the correct color. Orange is one of my favorite colors on cars to be on the track. Great car. I think it will be quick. I think it will be decent, like it is. I'll put the silicones on it if I decide to run it. I like the fact that it is the short tail. I felt like this car was quick. This is the long tail. This car was pretty quick on the Polycar track. This car, within a few laps, was already faster. And I'm trying to decide if it's the weight, or if it's just in my head, or if it's the zero graining tires, I guess. I guess it could be that. I don't know. It's 9:08. What have I missed in the chat? My Monza's front tires have gone gooey. Any suggestions for new fronts? Man, Michael, I don't know. If you measure the wheel, Pamela probably has some super tires that would work on them. I'm sure some other tire companies have some too. Jen says she was on her own. My Carrera Monza just rolls over in the corners like a scared possum. Got my Huddy early 90s, very high quality tool. I trued a ton of foam tires when I raced 124. B-Rad's nice. Just for the record, the Mid-America Tourer will fit a 3mm axle as well. Yes. John, I'm glad you mentioned that because I had done some research because I was thinking about buying that before I bought the 3D printed off of Greg. Gary, thanks for tuning in. Good night. Let's see. Let's see. Joe has discovered his George. Well, everyone, I'm going to head out. Good night. Hillbilly, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you joining us. I'm enjoying the quiet. Shh. Okay. We won't say anything. We'll be quiet. Yeah, Reparto course. Race ready. Turned the stock Monza wheels to fit Thunder slot rubber on mine. There you go. Let's see. If I had a wood track, Tom, I do have a wood track. I have a wood oval, and I run urethanes on the wood oval. If I had a wood track like a road course, on Butch's wood track, we run silicones. A lot of the wood tracks here in the Midwest run silicones, so I would have to consider that, since it would make sense for me to continue that, just because that's what else we see in our area. I believe Mike Stott runs silicones up on his wood track. They run silicones for the Michigan 24 race. So I would say that I would probably run silicones on the wood track. The polycar track potentially could be my rubber tire track. But I will say that the silicones are actually running really good on it. But I really need to do some more testing with the zero graining. But yeah, so I'm kind of using all three. Rubber on polycar, urethane on wood, and then on my Carrera, I'm using, I like my super tires. Shout out to Pamela and Super Tires, channel sponsor. Gave away a bunch of tires over the last few months. It's been great to partner with Pamela. Her and Todd, they awesome people. Really appreciate what they do for the hobby. Just like the other companies, Steve at Slot Car Corner, and Oliver at Professor Motor, and Mike at Cloverleaf, and Marco at Electric Dreams, and Alan at 132 Slot Cars, and Lynn at LEB. We're fortunate. We have lots of choices when it comes to where we buy our parts. Bruce at Cincy Slots. We're fortunate, and so try to support as many of those as we can. Twist the grip. Do you need to true silicone tires for Skelectric? Now there are lots of people. Our buddy Rob that's in the chat, Greg, they believe a true silicone tire is way better. I have not tried true silicones. I don't think I have a truer that is the right type of truer for it. The true silicones, to be honest, I don't know. I tried. They take so much time, and I don't think I have the patience to do it. And especially when I can throw a brand new set of silicone tires on and feel like they perform great. But I'm sure anytime you can improve your patch contact with the track, it's going to be a better tire. You just need a lot of patience when it comes to silicones. The guide is different to deep guide. Well, this one is not a deep guide. It's just the racing guide. Because this is the deep guide, and you can tell it's a little taller. Now, if you order the car for wood tracks, the race ready cars from NSR with wood tracks, they do come with the deep guide. Good point. I think that's the point you were trying to make, George. Yep. Grip, Chris says. I took stock tires off Carrera cars and used Paul Gauge. Yeah, those Paul Gauge urethanes are good. Quick slicks on my Monza, ready to run now. Yep. You can, but it's not necessary for the most part. Yeah, I mean, I guess I've really yet to see a big difference. But maybe it's because I haven't really ran a car with trued silicones. for a lot of laps. John, the main reason I bought the WRE Lola was to compare it to my own tunes. Yeah, and I still, I don't know how highly tuned the cars are, John. I just think that they come with all the racing parts, if that makes sense. I'm not sure that they're like really set up. Like, I don't think they've gone through all the things that you would typically do to prep one of your cars. That's what I discovered. But what I did discover is the car was not very far off 908s that I had already spent time tuning on this Lola. Like, again, it was very, very fast. Now, these zero graining tires are not great on the Carrera track. Pretty slippery on the Carrera track, but they do like the polycar grip. True and Silicones is not for rookies. B-Rads is correct. Most silicone don't like sanding. Yeah, you got to go slow and keep them lubricated with alcohol. Marty, thanks for your explanation of the NSR race ready cars. I purchased 2 of them and was disappointed in them. I expected both to be much better than they were. Yeah, Larry, I think with you can get them there with just a little bit of work. So don't be disappointed in them that you didn't pull them out of the box. Harry does an awesome job of explaining that in his video, his live stream from last night. I would recommend going and checking that out. I listened to it today on my walk at lunchtime. Don't be disappointed in the cars because I think they're really close. I think if you set up the front end like you would set up one of your cars for the track specifically that you race on, like at the cave, that wood track, like the front end of my plastic cars that I have set up for plastic track, they did not work well on the cave's wood track for me. Now, my cars worked great on the Carrera track at the cave, but they did not work well. I had to change the front end setup. That track really liked the fronts to touch. And typically I set up a car, especially NSR car, to not touch on the front. So don't give up on those cars, Larry. I think with a little bit of work, you'll get them where you need them to be, and I think you'll like them. Or they'll be just as good as the rest of your NSR cars. And, the next time I'm up there, we can take a look at them if you want. Tom says, change tires on my Carrera to Paul Gauge urethane, huge difference. Do you think silicones would be even better on a wood track? So here's the thing about the wood track. If you've been running urethanes and you're getting a buildup on the wood track with urethanes, you don't want to run the silicone because the silicone will pull all the rubber and urethane that you've laid down on that track, which is giving you more grip. So I think if you make the decision to run urethanes and you've been running thousands and thousands of laps with urethanes, you don't want to run the silicones because the silicones will pick up dirt and will pick up rubber and will clean your track, basically is what silicones will do. And with the urethanes, I don't think you want to do that. So Anthony asked, Marty, what kind of tires are those red tires on the back of the car? So Anthony, these red tires are the quick slicks for the Eastern Nationals. So it's a handout tire that they have. And they are quick slicks, and they're specifically for that race. So it's just they're red so that they know that everybody's running the same tire. Chris has now added the Martini 9083 to go along with the WRE Lola. Yeah, they're pretty good cars. Yep, Steve, I knew you were a true silicone tires guy and a guy. They just take a lot of time. Yep, zero grips up front. Yep, the reds are quick slicks. 105 in the house. Hit subscribe. Nice. Anyone getting rid of their Monzas, let me know. Send them to Big Oak Salvage. There you go. Oh, that's great. Thanks, John. I appreciate you doing that. Anyone that are looking for the new BRM cars, 132 slot cars don't have that in stock yet. Held up in customs maybe sometime next week. That's cool, Chris. Yeah, those new BRMs look really good. I like them. 129 at Slot Car Corner for the race ready ones. Yeah, that's a good price. And I think you think you're paying 90, I think 89 or $94 now for the car, and so you're looking at like an extra 30 or $35. Tires, pod, screws. You're right there. You're right there at $130. So it's probably not a bad idea if that's what you would already be planning to do to your car. Again, they're only in specific liveries. So, Daniel, will you be making an appearance at the cave tomorrow? Ron, we need to get back up there and run. I love that wood track. That's a fun track. Tom, I will ask him. I recommend if you're wanting a polycar of starting with one of those. I made a 4-lane track, but I could have made a much larger 2-lane track, and it probably had way more, maybe way more fun. I don't know. Using the big 4-lane set, I think that's a great way to go. Whether you use it as a 2-lane or you use it as a 4-lane, you won't have enough borders if you use it as a 2-lane. You'd have to order some borders, but totally recommend that set. That set is fantastic. So, but I don't know. I think with some of the trade things that happened with China this past week, that maybe we might start seeing some of that stuff come in, since there's been some tariff relief, I think. At least that's what we hope happened with that, right? And so maybe we'll see some more of that those polycar sets come over. But I will ask Oliver when I talk to him, Tom, and I'll let you know. Parent-teacher conference tomorrow for my kids, so I can't. Next week, I should be back on the track. Nice, Daniel. Good. Rob, someone has I don't know what, finish that thought. Robert asking, is the Carrera track a digital? This is digital and analog. I have a box that will convert from digital to analog, and it runs mostly analog. But I do have my favorite digital car right now, that I'm running a slot invasion guide in the new guide kit, and it works great. Oscar sent me the kit. We put it in the NASCAR. I love it. It really, I don't know. It didn't, to me, it did improve the performance. But we'll be running some digital because I've got some other things to test coming up. So I will be doing some digital videos. I know that's hard to believe, but yes, Robert, I can do both. Has anyone got the BRM Camaros and Mustangs yet? I've not seen anybody with them yet. Rob, someone has a polycar track for sale on Home Racing World. Rob, really? Wonder how big it is. I need a lot of track. I need a lot of pieces. I'd like to turn my 4-lane into a 6-lane that's about 25 feet long and about 8 or 9 feet wide. Greg says he's still waiting on his. Hopefully soon, Greg. hopefully they get them through customs this week and you'll get them in hand. Rob, I'll go look for that just so I can see what they have for sale. I'm curious. Daryl says, Bruce puts a new set of silicone tires on every race. Yep. He does not true them. He's the fastest guy at the track. George is asking, are you asking me where I got my Polycar track? Or where did you get the BRMs? Thanks, Chris. Yeah. You can switch it back and forth. To true silicone tires correctly, bring your razor, because when you are done, you're going to need a shave. Overheat them just a wee bit and they are toast. Yes. Greg has got them. I'm tracking with George's question. Yep. Greg, order them from 132. Yeah. The DuPont one, I didn't like it at first, but now that I've seen like actual pictures of it, the concept pictures I didn't really love, but the real pictures, they look really good. Greg's got a bunch of BRMs coming. That's cool. I have 20-year-old silicones on several cars, still work like new. Can't say that about rubber tires. Yeah. That's definitely, but tires aren't that expensive. But I have silicone tires I've got 3 race seasons on, and doubt that I change them anytime soon. If you run at Host Track, sponsored by Slot Car Corner, and everyone has true quick slicks, you will become a believer. Cool. Steve, we'll have to try to get up there so we can race with you and Dickie and the guys up there at Host. That'd be fun. Rob, John Albright, you need your whole weekend personal hygiene kit to true silicone tires. You need to pack a bag. That's what Rob's saying. John, the NSR Race Ready doesn't mean that they are adjusted to your track. Final tuning is up to you. Yep. John nailed it. Daniel, Marty, I agree with you. You do all the same tune steps to an NSR Race Ready that you would a standard NSR. You have to tune for your drive and your tracks. No extra parts needed on the race. Yep. Daniel, I agree. Daniel's the one that actually gave me that logic about those cars, that by the time you spend all the money on all those extra parts, you've got the same amount of money in the Race Ready. So great job, Daniel. Let's see. B-Rad's 124 track is in the works. Nice. Slot Car Home Track Hobbyist. Hey, Marty, question for you. Did you start out setting up your Carrera track as digital or analog? I set it up as digital, and it was digital for, about a year. And then George, Area 51, sent me his tech slot box that I still have and use. And in the first month, I burned up the Carrera chips in it and I had to put new chips in it. But yeah, it was originally set up as a digital track. And we thought that was the bee's knees, man. We were so excited about running digital. And then we went and ran analog in other brands of cars at Cincy slots, and we were kind of hooked on Revo slots and NSRs and Thunder slots and Slotits, and that's what took us down the analog path, and that's why it was cool to be able to switch. But once we made that switch to analog and all these other brands of cars, we really have not jumped back into Carrera too much, just to be honest, because we've got so many awesome choices. And then we started scratch building, and that opened up a whole new other animal for us. So yeah, good stuff. Good night, Joe. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Slotted is a super easy with SP43 allowing me to focus on the car. Nice. Yeah, Anthony, no problem, man. I have the Moffett Mustang, tuned it, goes great on my local wood track. Nice. Slot car circuit, I can agree with that, but you don't have the tuning options that you do with rubber. Yep. Yeah, I mean, with rubber tires, there's conditioners, there's tire treatments, they're easier to true. Like they just don't last very long, right? You wear them out, but you do have lots of tuning options when it comes to. I think they're probably easier from that standpoint. It should have the 69 nose cone, not the 70. So they add a 15% tariff charge to the BRM cars, so an extra $24 per car. That is why they are $189 a piece. I wonder if that'll get adjusted because of the changes, hopefully, that are coming. I would love to see some of the U.S. retailers calm down on the price increases if there are some relief in those tariffs. Obviously, they'll have a reason to. But I've been kind of shy of ordering some stuff because I've seen an increase in pricing on a lot of stuff. B-Red, that's a great idea, is having lanes specific for tires so you can test and run. I like to go with NSR Super Grip tires or urethane tires for my Carrera cars. I add small diameter rubber bands to the inside of the wheels to even out the offset. Nice. Yeah. We with some of the air gap, you can use these. These are the foam inserts to fill those air gaps in. Interesting that you found rubber bands that are thick enough and small enough to fit that. That's actually a great idea. Yeah, Dojo, I agree. I would love for the slotted cars to go back to $64 like they used to be just a year ago. 10% for the UK, 15% for the EU, 25% for Vietnam, and 30% for China. So any products of the country's origin is what they charge by. Got it. Marty, hey, no worries, man. It's 9:30. It's about time for us to wrap up, and you're just getting here. It's all good. We won't hold that against you. Thanks for joining. Hey, Dale, thanks for tuning in, man. It was good to be back. I was going to actually run some laps, but it's too late. I'm not going to do it. Get back on the Carrera track so I can practice for the Nationals. Here in Bloomington, Indiana, helping build minds of students at the Indiana University. The ultimate grid showdown with the Ohio State University. I'm telling you what, that's going to be a crazy good game. The best of the best. Man, I love the fact that Indiana is having Cignetti is phenomenal. He's an amazing coach and is building great teams, and the university is finally spending some money and improving their facilities and creating a place where guys want to come play. So pretty exciting, Marty. Yeah, I'm excited about that. Any tutorials on truing silicones? There hasn't been really any tutorials out there. There's tutorials on truing urethanes and truing rubber tires, but silicone truing, it just takes so long that it's really hard to do a video about it. Larry, it sounds like trimming silicones would be yep. Chris is right. Only about 2 years in, but I love digital and analog. The Carrera cars are great, but love the other makes as well. What a great hobby. And Marty, I agree, man. It's phenomenal. Really, really loving it. And Tuesday nights we just talk about everything, and I feel like every week I'm like, did we accomplish anything? I just ran my mouth for 90 minutes, and did anybody get anything out of that? Um, and yet I look up here and there's still 89 people 90 minutes in hanging out. And I love you guys for it. It's great. Um, hey, Fox and Wolves, just finished racing at Bob's. Nice. Hopefully you guys had a great time. I'm a little jealous. I haven't raced in a while, so hopefully that happens too. Hey, Keith says, good luck from, oh, I said Keith, Kevin, sorry. Kevin. Kevin says, good luck from Indy. As a fellow Hoosier, no offense. No offense. I was going to say, we got an offense. Julian's saying the kid is good, but Indiana has an offense too. They score a few more points than we do. Joey, thanks, man. Hey, hang in there, buddy. We'll be thinking about you this week, getting through all the things that you've got ahead of you. Yeah, hang in there. Hey, Jerry, thanks. Marty P is starting to move up already at Cincy Slots. That's right. Looking good. Any fans of Thunder Slots in here? Oh, Michael Squire. Heck yeah. I mean, if you ask him my favorite slot car is, it's the Thunder Slot Elva that Daryl gave me. It's still one of my favorite cars, and I've got a couple wins with that car. So it's actually one win, I think, now that I think about it. But it's a great performer. Yeah, big Thunder Slot fan. I wish I had a few more of them. I haven't bought one for a while because I've been buying all these NSRs because we've been racing actual races with them. So, but I need a new Thunder Slot. The first slot is for 40 to 45. Carrera scalar were 2025. I know. Marty, need to show some of us how to measure for tires. So I don't have my calipers. They're in my box and the battery's dead in them. I need to buy a new watch battery for it. But basically you can, I think Harry Wise has a video out there on how to measure. Bruce, I think, has posted a video about how to measure for tires. But if you just use a caliper and get the width and the height of the tire at the ribs, you can go out and look at Super Tires and Quick Slicks and their websites and figure out what tires will fit. You get an idea. Because sometimes they don't have all of the cars that have specific wheels on them. But if you look up in their list by car, you can figure it out. But Marty, I'll try to work on that. Oh, I'm sorry, Tom, I'll try to work on that. Michael, I'm glad you're learning a lot. I'm still learning a lot too. B-Rad says Thunder Slots are addictive. Yeah, they are. I will tell you, my fastest car on the Polycar track is my Thunder Slot Ferrari. It screams. And it's a stock car. And it's good on this track, on the Carrera track, but it's phenomenal. I mean, it's locked in. And I don't know if it's just the magnetic downforce on that motor, which it doesn't have a whole lot of magnetic downforce. But that chassis is tuned well and it's on the track. It's low. It just performs great. Hey, Terry. Yeah, always enlightened. Yeah, I'll do my best, man. I'll do my best. I just got a Lola and I love it. Yeah, I saw your picture, Michael. Those Lolas are beautiful. My favorite Lola might be the special edition that they did, the red with the silver. And it was one of the first slot cars that I fell in love with. I'm like, I want this car. And I never bought it. And then now you can't find it anywhere. And I was mad that I didn't pick it up, but it's all right. Yes, Marty, you can accomplish something every week. It means talking about slot cars. Thanks, Eric. I appreciate the encouragement. Vera says, I could be a Thunderslot fan. I'm preparing for a Thunderslot competition in December. They perform really well, which means everyone else will be really fast. That's right. They might be the easiest car to tune. They don't take a whole lot, and they're quick. Revo sluts and Thunder sluts go hand in hand. John is right. No one finished watching a video. No way. A 15-hour video. Yeah, Rob. 15 hours to prep silicone tires. It's crazy. Thanks, George. Yeah, Slot Car Corner has a chart for measuring tires. Yep, John's got it on there too. B-Rad's Slot Car Corner. Yep, I'm glad you guys mentioned it because I've checked that out quite a few times. It doesn't help that Thunder Slot has not released much this year. Out of production Thunder Slots are hard to come by and going for big dollars. Yeah, and that's meant, and the reason why is they don't produce a whole lot. And like you said, they've kind of limited production releases throughout the year. And when somebody drives one, they find out how good those cars are. They want more. And there's just not a lot of selection out there. So they end up buying up anything that's left over. So that's why prices are, I mean, when you see the Mustangs that are left out there, they're all like $149 and up, like $129, $149, $189. I've seen those prices everywhere for the Thunderslot Mustangs. So yeah, hopefully Thunderslot's got some releases coming out soon because they're definitely, the supply is pretty lean out there. But we know that they're always working on stuff, and great people. Been contacting them back and forth since the WRE, and they're just really trying to figure out where they fit in the hobby. I would absolutely love to have a track that I could host a nationals race, because the first company I would go to is Thunderslot and say, let me host the U.S. Thunderslot Nationals. I think it would be awesome. I can't believe somebody else hasn't done that already. And I know they're a small company and they don't really have a lot of money to do that. There was no expectation of any money. It would just be awesome to run that class of car and have a nationals race for them here in the States. I think it would be great. Gazzelli says, any recommendations on how to find slot car enthusiasts in the area? I'm having no luck finding clubs. First, where are you at? Where are you located? Maybe there's somebody in the chat that's close to you. We've seen that happen. If you throw out, hey, I'm looking for people around Columbus, Ohio, people will jump in and say, hey, I'm near here. We race here. Lots of guys in the chat have found clubs and home tracks to race at near them in the chat. So throw it out there. Where are you at? Where are you located? Spring and early summer are typical new Thunderslot release times. Yep. Yeah, so we probably don't get anything here at the end of the year. Yep, got to do some homework. Thunderslot's still fast on 9 to 10 volts. My favorite cars, but hard to get. Yeah, John, they are. They're hard to track down. And you got to pay for them when you do find them. It's bedtime. Good night. Yep, Terry. I'm wrapping things up. I went over and I didn't mean to, but I got excited. Yep, Daryl's right. Post where you're from. Let us know where you're at. Tom, thanks for all the shouts out. I appreciate you, brother. Check out Misfits. Check out Home Racing World. Again, shout out to Steve at Slot Car Corner for sending me a couple extra cameras so that we can cover the Eastern Nationals and have great coverage. Guys, I really appreciate you being here tonight. I love analog and switching lanes and not chipping cars. Look under 132nd sale cars and select NSR. Facebook is a great source. Yep. Thunderslot showed 2 new Mustang liveries a few months back. They should be coming before long, maybe. Yeah. Just joining in, visiting family in Idaho. Hey, DW, enjoy your time in Idaho. I love Idaho. Idaho's great. Hey, DJ Patrick, thanks for tuning in. Worried that I might end up with broken Thunderslot after an enduro. Man, my Thunder Slots are tough. I've beat the crap out of them, and they hang in there. They can always be glued. Kevin, Marty got to go. 7:30 a.m. class. I'm signing off too, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I missed last week, so I went over this week. Yep. I got some cool content coming. I got some cars to get on the track. Got some liveries to work on. I got stuff to prep for the Nationals coming soon. These cars from Steve Holzman. I've still yet to put one on the track here and run it. But, man, I'm very tempted. And so look for those, for me to talk about those soon. Guys, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Have a good night. And as always, go have some fun racing.